everyone, we're back here for another Burlington Parks and Recreation COVID-19 update. As you can see, I'm actually in the BCAT studio, more specifically one of the edit suites, and we're here with Brendan once again. So Brendan, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. We're getting down to the wire with summer programming and making sure everything's ready to go and staff is set and trained. So we're getting there. We're almost there.
So Brendan, obviously the first question I want to ask you is about how are you guys getting ready for those summer programs this month?
So this past week this week that we're in now, we had our summer staff orientation virtually, which was new for us. And we had some really good speakers come in and talk. We had Board of Health, we had therapeutic rec person, we had emergency management, a police officer come in and talk about different situations that may happen or could happen in a park or, in a school setting, just to give, our staff some, further information on providing safe environments, what to look out for when outdoors and working with large groups of kids or groups of kids. This year they won't be large. Our orientation was really, really well done and well put together by our program staff. And so we had that going on, and we're just, today is Thursday today, and, we'll probably be here for a little bit tomorrow, even though it's a holiday in town, but just making sure everything is set for those programs to start on Monday. And, the office staff has been busy. We opened up more registrations yesterday, so people that registered for programs back in early May could add some sessions to their households starting yesterday.
Now, can people still register?
They can. So we do have some openings. So, we weren't able to offer, after going through all the guidelines and regulations from the state, we weren't able to offer our full complement of summer programs. So we really looked at what we could offer safely, with the staff and with the guidelines and still provide quality programs. So we did have to dial back our offerings quite a bit. There's an updated brochure on our website. So we put together our normal, 30-page brochure, but we have modified that a couple times over the last month and a half. And what we're able to offer is out there now. People can go to Burlington Recreation. There's a button right there, red button, that'll lead you to the important, updated information and forms, and you can download it there. So we have Park Place program in 6 different locations. We have a middle school park and then 5 park locations. We have our Club Simons program. And the only program we were really able, in tennis program, the only program we were able to do for the preschool age group, we weren't able to offer a safe preschool program. That's usually a 3.5 hour program. We're offering a preschool art program. So it's a couple hours. It's right here at the Recreation Department, Parks and Recreation Department. And, up to 10 kids in that. There'll be some indoor, some outdoor activities involved, art related. So really, ask parents to, if they want to add more sessions, now is the time to do it before it fills up. We have groups of 10 in all of our programs. Club Simons is split off into 6 groups of 10. And there's 4 different drop-off locations for Club Simons. At the parks, they're limited to groups of 10. And there are specific guidelines. We want people to know that they're, those guidelines mean for the Park Place. We have 10 registered for the program. If someone doesn't show up one day or 2 days, we can't mix someone else in. It's not our rule. It's, what the state has put forth. If we're going to operate, that's the rules we have to go by. So, I've used this term a couple times, and I don't know if I've used it here. It's some short-term loss, not able to do certain things the way we always have for long-term gain. We hope that, we can do our part in keeping Massachusetts on the path that it is right now, as far as, low numbers of COVID reported each day, and deaths reported each day. So, I know it sounds kind of corny, but it's a small thing that we're doing here. And if everyone does those small things, hopefully that we can keep it from spiking again here. So, but our staff, both program and maintenance, have, been out there working throughout the whole situation, in the last couple of weeks, especially getting ready for Monday, July 6th, the start of our typical summer offerings.
Now, speaking of summer, are there any new updates on the concerts on the Common?
Nothing new. We're hoping phase 3, and that's good. I'm gonna take over here, if you don't mind, for phase 3. The guidelines aren't out there yet. We were really hoping that they would be, because we had some adult fitness programs that we wanted to offer indoors and, start to offer again. And we feel like phase 3 is where we're going to, from everything we've seen, would be the point at which we could start offering them. So if the governor comes out today or tomorrow or Saturday and says, okay, phase 3 is going to start next week, that doesn't mean that, a snap of the fingers, we can just make everything happen. It takes some time to go through the guidelines and the regulations and make sure. And I know people get frustrated. Well, the governor said you could do that. Right. He said that, but there has to be planning and safety precautions put into place. And again, our staff does a great job going through those. There's a lot of thought that goes into being, what we're offering and being able to offer it safely and responsibly.
So if he announces it, let's say later today or tomorrow or Saturday, the concert would not be this coming Tuesday, correct?
I don't know about concerts, but programs were probably, concert maybe a week out, but programs, it might be a couple weeks, just to make sure we can operate them safely. And we have a big undertaking going on next week. I know, parents are ready to get their kids back in programs, but there's a lot of stress on this end, making sure that we do it safely, that our staff, has soaked up all the information that we've provided in the trainings that we've gone through, and that they're out, doing things correctly, that the groups of 10 are staying socially distant and the groups aren't mixing and things like that. So there's a lot that goes into it. It's not just a complete return to typical programming just with less numbers. It's return to programming with less numbers and more restrictions. So, we're confident our staff is going to be able to, stay on top of all that. But, the administrative staff here has a, big role in making sure that happens, but also the directors on site do as well. So there is it's not an easy thing. And I keep using the phrase snap of the fingers or whatever. It's not that easy, but I'm confident our staff will be able to adhere to all the guidelines.
So what is the department looking to do as we head into phase 3?
We're looking to, obviously follow the guidelines that are put out, but also, expand our offerings. So hopefully some of those traditional summer programs that we may have had to cancel this year, maybe we're able to do them, modified, obviously, like all of our other programs. But we're hoping, we're looking forward to concerts out on the Common and movies. So I think that, we'll bring people, get them out of their house, bring back some kind of, I don't want to say normalcy, but more typical summer evening type activities.
And lastly, what do you hope to see as we enter these summer months?
Love to see great weather. People starting to get back out and enjoy themselves. I think they are now starting to go to restaurants and things like that. And as I drive around, not only Burlington, but, the North Shore where I live, I like to see how restaurants have, adapted and modified their operations to get people back on site, but outdoors. Some have come up with some pretty creative outdoor seating arrangements, which is nice. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but the commute in the morning has been really easy the last couple months. I'm actually enjoying that there's more cars out there, which means, more activity is taking place and people are getting back to more typical operations, which is nice, not from the traffic standpoint, but just from seeing the numbers out there that people are out and about, more and returning to their offices. So that's good. And I'd like to see that continue. No traffic jams, but.
Well, Brendan, I want to thank you for coming on for another Parks and Recreation COVID-19 update today.
Thank you for having me, Robert. I look forward to continuing our weekly discussion.